Yo, 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 what's up? Welcome back to our podcast. What's up, Noah?
How's it going?
Yeah, and I'm
Podcast
Jonah.
number 2.
Woohoo! All right, Noah, you want to talk about what we're talking about today?
Yes. So we talked about AT Bio Kids last time. Today we're switching it up a little, staying in the realm of school, but instead we're going to be talking about the hallways.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of very awkward situations in the hallway, to say the least.
So many.
But also very much, you're able to read a person based off the way they act in the hallway. That includes the walk. That includes the way they greet people.
Oh, yeah.
And that includes what I consider to be the most important factor of walking in the hallways, which is when do you actually say hi to someone when you see them? At what point in the hallway does it make sense to give that hello or that hey or that however you greet them?
Yeah, I think that's really dependent on what the hallway situation is. So, like, I'd say the roughest point in the entire day is in between third and fourth. Third floor hallway is so busy, and there's literally no way around it. Like, you either have to go on the second floor or just, like, push through a crowd of people. So, like, the hellos are always very low-key. It's always, like, a hey or, like, a little tiny wave because there's not enough room, and you can't really see that many people ahead of you. But, like, if you're coming back from second lunch or something, or first lunch or whatever, or during fifth free when the hallways are kind of empty, it's more, like, a longer hello. It's a
That's
longer
true.
distance.
I feel like around those Spanish classrooms in the middle of the hallway, like, it's just, like, kind of a gridlock in a way where you're moving very, very slowly, and then you get out into the open air, and you can breathe again. And then you see someone, like, coming from the new wing. You're there. You're the only two people in the hallway. You know them very well, but for some reason, seeing them from such a far distance away, it still feels so awkward to say, hey, from across the hallway.
Hello!
And then,
It's
like,
weird.
you know,
There's no
you
way
said
around
hey.
it.
Do you stay silent after that? Do you continue the conversation? Do you say, hey, like, how are you? Then they're still far away. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm good. And then you get closer together. Do you stop and talk to each other? You know,
Then
you're in a rush to your
blocking
class.
hallway,
You're blocking
and
the
you're
hallway.
in the rush. You're going to be late, and you're going to block the hallway. I
So-
think the biggest problem is that, like, in that kind of situation, if you're doing that with a teacher, it's always like, hi, how are you? Good. And then you're already past each other for the second, how are you? So it's just like, I don't know whether I'm supposed to answer or just say hello, like, give a good or a hey, like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's such an awkward situation.
I feel like how are you just acts as a second hello.
And it's fake. You never actually, like,
ridiculous.
care about how someone else is. It's just for the sake of continuing that, like, awkward encounter. It's awkward. It can be your best friend since you were 2 years old, and that encounter is still a very, very awkward encounter.
Yeah, there's no way. I think how are you should just be banned forever. There should be no more how are you.
I like that, but, you know, that kind of damages, you know, that interaction in the hallway. Like, you're just saying hey to each other, then you're kind of just ignoring each other as you're passing on, which is just a really, like...
that is bad.
I don't like that situation. And obviously, you know how to hold a conversation with one of your best friends, but
Not
it still
in that
sucks.
short amount of time. I
It
know how
sucks
to
so
hold
much.
a conversation with my best friends, but I don't know how to talk to my best friends for like 3 seconds that I have in the hallway.
Definitely.
I feel like it's almost worse with my closest friends. Like, the
I agree.
closer I am, the worse it is.
I definitely agree. How do you greet people when you see them in the hall? Like, wait, what's
Okay,
your
so-
signature, like, hey?
It really depends on the person. If it's someone who I'm like close with, I'll like push them. I don't know. I'll give like a little
Yeah.
as we're like walking opposite directions. Sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" And most of the time I just give like a little wave, cuz like I'm bad at the volumes. Like, I don't know when I'm being too loud or too quiet.
Yeah.
And I don't want to risk being loud and looking like a bad person for not saying hello.
That
being
definitely
too
makes
quiet,
sense.
Or like being too loud and being obnoxious in the hallway. So I just give like hello.
I mean,
Hey.
I gotta say, as like a freshman, sophomore, junior, I was a little more nervous to like be super like loud and obnoxious or whatever when I'm greeting people in the hallway. But I feel like now that I'm a senior, I've been kind of a little bit more confident with my greetings.
Yeah.
So
please
when I've
demonstrate, please.
So, like, when I see you in the hallway, you know this. I'm like, yo, Noah, what's up? Or, like, even if it's just someone that I'm friendly with, I'm like, yo, blank. Like, I always try to say their name when I'm greeting them in the hallway, because the most awkward thing that you can encounter in the hallway besides saying hi from a distance is that situation where you're waving at someone who's behind someone. The person thinks they're being waved at, and they're like, oh, hey. And, obviously the greeting wasn't actually at them, and now they feel awful because that situation just, it embarrassed them. Yeah. So I think it's very important to say someone's name. I think that also gets, like, a personal level of, like, excitement to see that specific person. Here's the thing, I think it's a very nice thing in someone's day.
When you're seeing, like, 3 people or, like, 2 people, do you go, like, hey, blank and blank, or is it just like, hi, guys, or, like, what's the deal?
I'm like, Noah, Jake,
what if
Jeremy.
You don't have time? Do you walk that slow, or?
No, I don't necessarily have to high-five them or dap them up. I'm just like, Noah, Jeremy, Jake, and I keep walking, even if I'm in a rush.
Yeah, I just kind of, like, I don't know. I think I walk really fast in the hallways, so all my interactions are kind of, like, double speed.
I definitely get that.
Putting a video on 2 times. It's like, hey.
Yeah.
Hello. And then I don't really have time to say, like, names or anything.
I mean, it's just such an awkward situation.
Yeah.
And then
hallway
the people.
Shortening would be cool.
Definitely. And I think half the people you see in the hallway and are willing to greet in the hallway, Wait, what just happened? Are you cutting that out or something? Okay, just cut this out. I think half the people that you see in the hallway are greet in the hallway. It's just like, if you saw them outside of a school environment, I think it'd be, you wouldn't be as comfortable as you are greeting them in the hallway as you would be, like, hanging out with them on your own.
Yeah. What do you think about the way kids walk in the hallways? Like
Okay, that's a very interesting
people,
question.
Like, other than, like, the verbal different greetings or whatever, the, like, physical greetings.
So obviously there's the walk where you're, like, kind of like walking confidently, like chest out, good posture. And that just means, like, you're having a good day, you're a happy guy. That's about how you present yourself. Then there's obviously the quieter walker who's kind of, like, looking down, maybe on their phone, like, trying to, like, holding one backpack strap, maybe just, like, not, I think, that happens.
I think the one backpack strappers are all just, like, too busy, like, with their back hurting. They're, like, all, like, I have a hunchback, because they, like, go, like, one strap, and it just kills them. So I don't think they're, like, on their phone. I just think they're, like, naturally looking at the ground. Just, like, a natural, like, slump. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
Yeah.
But
I think there are also kids with the headphones. There are a lot of people who walk in the hallway with headphones in.
There's definitely headphone people. And then, like, during the class, they might, like, keep one earbud in. And if they, in the olden days, if they had the wired headphones, it would be through their shirt and it'd be hanging out through the collar during class. Remember and then they have their science lab all the time. And obviously, like, you would be so cool if you did that. You'd be, like, the headphone kid. Everyone loves the headphone kid.
Yeah, of course.
But, there's a lot of culture to the hallway, a lot more than you'd think.
There's a lot.
I guess we think about this a lot more than most people would.
I don't know. I feel like once you have that one really awkward, like, horrible hallway interaction, it just never escapes your mind.
Yeah.
When I was a freshman, there was once where it was the hallway near the bio wing, like where all the teachers' offices were, and I was on one side, and someone I know was on the other side, but we weren't that close. And it was just like we both kind of looked at each other and then didn't know what to do. Yeah. We, like, both sped up and then both slowed down, both went on our phones, said hello, and then, like, kept walking. Well, it was just the worst thing ever, and since then I've just never been able to forget the hallway culture.
It's traumatizing in a way, isn't it?
A little bit.
It's just, it's what people dread when they come to school, the hallways.
The hallways.
Anyone can sit in class and be quiet in the back. That's completely fine, but the hallways, I have to say, it's the most dangerous place in school for social interaction and awkwardness.
I definitely give it a top 3 awkward social interaction in the high school for sure. Definitely top 3.
Well, I hope we can talk more about more awkward social interactions in the future. Yeah. There's certainly plenty of them in high school, that's for sure.
Definitely.
But thanks for watching. You guys made it to the end.
Maroon podcast number 5.
Number 5.
Woohoo.